First question is from Mike Plum 94. I've been doing conventional deadlifts for a while now and have noticed massive improvements. I've seen a lot of debate as to whether rack pulls or conventional deadlifts are better for back development. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah. So a rack pull is good if you're, first off, it's good on working specific ranges of motion. It can involve the hips less so that you're getting less of the posterior chain.
Do you know where this comes from, right?
Bodybuilders who want to make it easier, usually.
Well, I mean, they don't say it's because to make it easier. They don't want their waist to grow, so they take more of the hip hinge out of it to make it more back heavy by taking rack pulls, and then that's their argument is we take out the hip dominant part of the exercise, so your waist doesn't grow.
Bodybuilders always trying to isolate, right?
It's a dumb idea. I mean, rack pulls have value, and they have value when you have a sticking point and you're using it to complement like when you're doing lots of deadlifting. One of the things you have to be careful is not overtraining and deadlifting too much, right? And so, let's say you have like your low back is pretty fried because you went pretty heavy on Monday, and then again here you are on Wednesday, you're going to deadlift again, and you're like, I just don't. Here's a chance where I might rack pull because I want to give my low back a little bit of rest, right? And then, but yet still train deadliftings or something that complements my deadlift. But what you're seeing, if you're referring to like the bodybuilding community that advocates for rack pulls because it hits more of the back than a conventional deadlift, is this idea that conventional deadlifting is going to grow your waist. And that's not good for competitors.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense because with the rack pull, you can add more load. You're still going to load the waist, I guess. I mean, you're not going to grow your waist any substantial.
Yeah, I would imagine that's part of it too, is just the ego portion of being able to load it quite substantially more.
That feeds into it.
Maybe, you know what I think? I think with bodybuilders, they don't know where to put deadlifts because most bodybuilders, high-level bodybuilders, train in these like body part splits where today is chest and shoulders, and tomorrow's biceps and triceps, and then it's back, and then it's chest, and then it's legs. And they look at a deadlift and they go, what day do I put it on? Leg day or back day? And if I put it on back day, what about leg day the following day or before that? And I think that's one of the big challenges. The truth is for most people, conventional deadlifts is your best bet. Rack pull should not replace conventional deadlifts.
No.
Now, do I think rack pulls have value? I do.
Yeah.
I think pulling from different heights and ranges of motion is phenomenal for back and strength development, but as an adjuvant, as something that you add to your conventional deadlifts, not as a replacement.
To complement your deadlift training. I mean, you'll never find a power lifter who doesn't utilize deficit deads and rack pulls.
Right.
Like when you're deadlifting at such a high volume, back to my original point, like one of the things that I always had to kind of check myself on is like this desire to want to keep loading the bar and lift more. And I was deadlifting 3 times a week back then. And you can't lift heavy deadlifts 3 times a week all the time. And I'd have to start to change at least 1 or 2 of those out with like lighter weight deficit deadlifts one day or rack pulls another day to give my body and CNS a little bit of break on hammering it all the time on deadlifts. But what this person is talking about, they're referencing the bodybuilding community that tries to justify the rack pulls as a better back development exercise. It's like, no, conventional deadlift, bro, you'll be fine.